Hi, I'm Dr. Reuben Chen. I am the Chief Medical Advisor at Sunrider International, and I am the host of Sunrider's Vital Signs podcast, the show that keeps a finger on the pulse of health and wellness. Our mission is about helping people live healthy lives that are full of happiness and fulfillment. Sunrider creates the very best plant-based products for your health, beauty, and home. We hope you enjoy the podcast. Hi, this is Dr. Reuben Chen. Welcome to another Vital Signs podcast. We are really excited to have a very special guest. We have Ali here. She works here at Sunrider, and we are going to be talking about her specialty, which is skincare. So for those who don't know who you are, do you want to do a little background about how you got into skincare? And
Sure. Yeah. So I've only been with Sunrider for about a year and a half, but it's been super, super fun. Every day I get to talk about product, look up product, test our product, wear our product. And before this, I was just an avid consumer of skincare and cosmetics. I mean, I grew up on YouTube and in the time of makeup tutorials. And so I've just been, in this world for a really long time. But I started my career with the Dallas Cowboys and learned a lot about branding there.
Oh, wow. What did you do with the Dallas Cowboys?
I actually did events.
Oh, really?
So
That's way cool.
so I used to do events for the family and the players, and then members of a private club that's at their training facilities. So there's not really a better boot camp in branding than with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, they need lots of assistance with the branding. I can understand that.
Yeah, for sure. And they're very specific about their brand. So it was a really great way to learn the importance of a brand and sticking to that and really believing in what you're putting out there to the public. And I found that's even more important when I started working with products because, the Cowboys are just an entity, a sports team. You don't really consume them, but our products you consume and you put on your face. So translating that knowledge with branding and putting that and applying that to our products has been a really interesting experience of how important it is to really stick to those philosophies and really understand your branding and understand who you're serving. That's how I got my start. And now I found my way to the most fun job ever here.
So what are the differences? I mean, the Dallas Cowboys and Sunrider Skincare, that is, I don't know. I can understand that because of my experience with marketing, but
Sure.
What are some of the differences and similarities that you see?
So, of course, the biggest difference is, I mean, people interact with the Dallas Cowboys, but they don't live and breathe
Oh, yes.
physically the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, maybe you could argue some people do. I don't know. You've been in Texas long enough now.
Football is sort of a thing here.
It's a little bit of like some people's entire life for sure.
Yeah.
But it isn't something where I'm really concerned about, okay, if I'm going to give this to a friend or a family to put on their skin or on their face or into their body, am I proud of what I'm giving them? And so really understanding the brand that you and your family have built and understanding the product philosophies and how important it is to really take care of yourself, mind, body, spirit, from the inside out, the nourish, cleanse, balance of it all. That's definitely the big difference, and being really, really cognizant of that when we're doing product development and when we're talking about claims that we're making for our products, making sure that we're able to teach people in a way that when they're making selections about big parts of their life, I mean, the way your skin feels, the way you look when you present yourself, I mean, the supplements you put in your body, all of that is a really big part of people's lives. So being really, really focused and making sure that we're understanding what we're telling people to do, what we're telling people the claims of our products are, and keeping true to that as we're making new stuff. Similarity wise, actually, you would be surprised how much overlap there is. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I mean, it's just so like with the Cowboys, I knew their Pantone color was P289. I
Oh,
knew the fonts. I
that's
knew,
interesting.
yeah,
That's right.
right.
That's right.
So I have to know all of that for this job as well.
Okay.
So we've been working with our new art director, Jessica, and just really making sure that our brand looks and feels the way we want it to and the way we think is an accurate representation of our products. So, you know, it might not be a consumable with the Dallas Cowboys, but really understanding that and understanding how public perception and what you're doing on the back end, all of that's pretty similar, that process.
Wow. So, with Sunrider, especially our skincare, what do you think is what are we trying to portray to other people with when we talk about Sunrider skincare?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that it's natural, it's clean, and it's good for you.
Hmm.
The one of the most fascinating things I learned, like right out the outset of this job, is how fast something can be in your bloodstream by the time you're putting it on your skin, right? It's like what,
Yes.
10 seconds or something, like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I think really making sure people understand, like, people love to throw out natural and clean, and but is it? I don't know.
Yeah, those are
So
really fun terms that people say, but they don't know exactly what goes into those skincare products. It's a
correct.
big deal.
Yeah, and when I was at the 2022 convention, I was listening to your dad speak about a really popular, like under eye cream or something that was popular at the time, and he was talking about people were saying it's really, really effective, but he looked at the ingredients and there was like super glue in it or something.
Yeah, they, you'd be surprised. So,
Yeah,
I talk with people about skincare and especially like makeup,
yeah,
and a lot of makeup, actually up through probably 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s was based off of stage makeup.
okay,
Because that's where actors
hmm,
came from is the stage in like 1920s, 1930s, and when it got transitioned to television, people started to use that same makeup. And then obviously when you see your favorite star wear that makeup and
yeah,
you're like, "Oh, I want to wear that
sure,
too. She or he looks great. How do
hmm,
I do that?" And stage makeup is not um obviously skin health is not what's foremost on their mind.
sure, not the priority at all.
Yeah, they just want them to look good. They
Right.
don't want their skin to actually look great.
Yeah,
So that's one of the issues is changing that mindset that
hmm,
we're nourishing our skin
right,
because it's part of our body, the
yeah,
same way we would nourish our skin with our supplements or foods. We
yeah.
want to nourish our skin and cleanse it the same way as our body.
Right,
Yeah.
and the quality of the not just the ingredient that it
Mhm.
is, but actually the quality of the ingredients.
Yeah.
And the fact that we self-manufacture, I think that's a really big thing I love to talk to people about and make sure that, yeah, when we say we're clean and we're natural and we have great ingredients, we mean it, and really getting to educate people on what exactly that means. And that's what I think my focus moving forward, especially in the future, as we're formulating new things and we're talking about different maybe packaging that's coming down the pipeline. I don't know. But is really making sure that people understand that part because I think that part is so important and it's such a big differentiating factor from. I mean, there's lots of skincare brands. You can buy any sort of skincare from for any sort of reason these days and there's a lot of competition, but I think the big thing about Sunrider is that whole making sure you're nourishing your skin with the right things and good ingredients, obtained in a sustainable and responsible way, and then formulated in a way that is actually good for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I love to talk about with people when I'm talking about our skincare for sure.
So you did talk about formulating, and so you are part of you're in the marketing team, but you are part of the research and development team.
I am.
So obviously I am too.
Yeah, we
It's
just came
probably
from
one of
the
the most
meeting.
it's one of the most fun things that I get to do.
Yes.
But tell us a little bit. I don't know if you've had that experience before of working in an R&D team, but what has that experience been like for you?
Well, it was a new one. And
Okay,
my first couple meetings, I won't lie to you, were very intimidating. I was like,
really?
yeah, because I know ingredients, I know skincare and stuff, but I've never been really behind the curtain, right? So
Yeah.
I've just been an avid consumer. So stepping behind the scenes and like seeing everything that really goes into it and how smart and talented our R&D team is. And I was just like, okay, I gotta I gotta step it up. I gotta
Yeah.
study. I gotta learn.
Yeah.
But it has been I I tell people this all the time. Our product development meeting is my favorite meeting that I have on my books. And
It's my favorite too, because we get to try
yeah,
all of these fun things and
yeah,
test them out. So it's great.
it is great. I
Yeah.
mean, some things that we get to taste maybe aren't my favorite.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe.
there's been some things where I'm like, well, maybe I could have done without that one, but it's for a good reason, right? So I'm okay with it. But it is so fun and really actually learning what goes into the process.
Yeah.
And then understanding what my role as the marketer is there. Because I leave the sciencing to the
Yes.
scientists. I'm a marketer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my job in those meetings is I'm a note keeper, which, first and foremost to keep everyone kind of organized, but I bring the market research. So, there's some ideas that have been really, really good, but maybe necessarily there's not a great market for it or there's not a lot of demand for it. And my job is basically making sure that we're making products
That
are
people want.
that people want, that our
Yeah.
IBOs want, that
Mhm.
their customers want. So doing all that research and kind of seeing, okay, what's coming up in the next 2 years, because we're at the very beginning stages of some of these products and they're not going to see the market until maybe a year and a half, 2 years from
That's
now.
right.
So having that long view of, okay, so if it does take us 2 years to actually formulate, produce, package, and then get this out to everyone, I'm to try what is the market going to really look like in 2 years? Where are we
Yeah.
going? And making sure that, like I can bring innovative ideas and keep everyone kind of, um, a little bit business minded. I don't like to be like the killer of the party and the fun police, which I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes I have to be, but
Sometimes it's good we do get a little bit esoteric.
sure.
I'm like the most esoteric. I just think maybe a little bit way up, but it's good to sort of be brought down to earth and sort of realize like, okay, but everybody's got to use this. It can't just be your uh, funky idea that you think is fun. So
But I
yeah,
think I think that's what makes our team so awesome is that we have all those like balancing forces of
yeah.
like the hyper creative and the really like new and innovative that you bring to the table. And then I can say, okay, well, this is what's like going on in the market. What do you think? How do you think that plays into what you're thinking?
Mhm.
And I think that's really like why we're making some really cool products right now that I'm actually really, really excited about. So
We can't say too much about it right now.
no.
But so working at Sunrider,
Mhm.
has there been anything that has maybe surprised you or like, oh, I did not realize that?
Yes.
All right.
Sure. So it's funny because we talk about me working for the Dallas Cowboys. That was a family business, technically,
Yeah.
the Jones family.
Hmm.
So I'm used to working for a family business, but I
Yeah.
really feel the family here, like for real.
Mm.
And that surprised me. I'm new to my career, so I don't have a ton of experience, a ton of different places, and I love the people, and it surprised me how much fun it is to work with people that you like and that are like
Well,
minded.
it's nice
Yeah.
to be with people that you enjoy to be with. That's for sure.
100%. I mean, I spend most of my time at
Yeah.
work. All of us do, right? I mean,
Yeah.
40 hours a week,
That's true.
so that really surprised me how much fun you can have at work, which has been a really good
That's a good thing.
yeah, but also what has surprised me is like basically the whole just everything that really does go into self-manufacturing
Mm.
and doing all the development that we do and the production process. I joke all the time with the marketing team. Like we just had our big all hands meeting last month.
Yeah.
And we got together with the entire marketing team. It was really fun. We all get to present kind of what we've been working on the last couple of months and kind of get to celebrate our accomplishments a little bit. And I said, guys, I'm really excited to announce that I am fluent in like 74 languages. I'm fluent in purchasing, in development, in production, because it surprised me like I talk product name, but a lot of the teams that I interact with, they talk product number or product code or
Oh,
yeah, so
that's right.
it's been you don't really think about like, okay, all these cross-functional teams. I love that I get to touch every part of this company. I really
Mhm.
do, from finance to IT
Yeah.
to manufacturing. I get to talk to everyone, to art. And so really figuring out that, oh my gosh, people speak different, it's all English, but it's all different languages.
Yes.
And sometimes it is different languages because I also talk to everyone globally too. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm fluent in 74 languages now.
Okay, so what has been, what are some of the things right now we have here with Sunrider's skincare stuff and lip colors? What have we been working on?
So I brought my personal favorites to the table. I am out of cleansing oil from the Arcade Pure set, and I was like, what do I have to do to get more oil? It's coming soon, but I use K Pure every day for real. It's such a good, I think, starter set for people that really aren't that familiar with skincare.
Sure.
It's an easy 4-step system. It's good for, I mean, it's good for sensitive skin, and I have pretty sensitive skin. I brought you can tell they're dirty. So they're definitely from my countertop. It's got my makeup on it. But I also brought our lip colors because I have like these lip colors will like forever like live in my heart as my babies because it was the very first product I ever launched with this company. It was the very first product I ever launched in my career, and we just won Allure Best in Beauty for these.
So okay, so explain what Allure is Best in Beauty. What is that whole process? What does that mean?
So Allure is a beauty magazine,
Yes.
and they're pretty big here in the US. And I know every year, as a very avid beauty and skincare consumer, I wait for that list to come out because I'm like, okay, if I'm going to try new stuff, I trust these people to tell me kind of what's good. The application process to be a Best in Beauty winner is kind of intense. 8,000 people apply.
8,000 people?
8,000 products applied this year.
Wow.
391 won.
8,391.
Yeah, and we won. That is not the worst.
Oh, wow.
Not the worst.
Allure is a big name
Allure is a big
in the
name.
beauty industry. I mean, that's like a big.
Yeah, that
Okay.
little red seal is a really big honor and accomplishment to get to put on your products. And so the fact that like there were like 4 rounds of testing that it went through, and we kept sending them product because they, we would get past one round, and then the next round a different group of people would try it with a different focus in mind, right? So maybe the first person was like looking at the pigmentation of the lip color. Maybe the next round is really focused on the staying power, and the next round was focused on hydration. And then and they have like all their different team members try it. So people of all different skin tones and backgrounds and skincare concerns and things that they're looking for in cosmetics to make sure, okay, if we're going to put this seal on a product, it really will cater to a large variety of people with a large variety of needs, right? So when we found out we won, I was like, I had to reread the email a couple times. I was so excited. I was like, I cannot believe that we just won. And it was so validating. And I was like, I mean, I know our products are amazing. You know, our products are amazing. Yeah. Our IBOs and customers know our products are amazing. But to be recognized at that level, I was
that's
like,
huge. It's a major national level brand.
Correct. Yeah.
So what set our product apart? I mean, I was not aware, honestly. I mean, I try to know what's going on, but I did not know that I didn't know. So I knew that we had applied for it. I just thought that we just,
Yeah.
hey, this is our product. Here's a couple of samples. But I did not know it was a
Yeah.
4-stage and went through all of these things.
Yeah.
And because I looked at the review on the Allure website and I was like, wow, they really went through this.
Yeah.
And they had tried it, they experienced it, and they had all these great. I generally not super trusting of a lot of magazines because you think, oh, these are just paid advertisements.
Sure.
But we did not. We earned this.
We earned it big time.
All right.
Yeah, so we won for best cream lipstick, which I was like, that is feels so appropriate. And the review it called our lipstick a lipstick unicorn, which is so cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that so much.
Wow.
And one of their editors actually was not a lipstick person. She works for a makeup magazine, essentially a beauty, and she was not really a lipstick person, but because they're so nourishing, they're so moisturizing, they're so easy to apply, the color range is great, there's something for everyone. We turned her into a lipstick girl, and I was like, yes, That is maybe my only
Wow.
goal in life. Turn people into lipstick people. Come on. So it was really, really, really cool. And, to hear them say that about our lip colors, like, I mean, I know that, but I'm glad that they also know that. And I'm glad that they're telling people that. It's a big deal.
Wow. So you went to New York.
I did.
Okay, so tell us how that whole process was.
Oh my gosh. It was so fun. People were like, "Yeah, it's a work trip." I was like, "Is it actually a work trip? Is it really a work trip?"
It's like an awesome work.
Yeah, it's like the best work trip ever. So we flew out actually last Friday. I just got back on Sunday of this week. So
Huh.
yeah, we flew out, and then Saturday was the day of the event that we flew out for. It was in Chelsea in New York City, New York. It was my first time ever going. It was really, really cool and fun. But we walked in, and it was all these booths of all the winners, and there was a display with all the winners, and people were really just talking product and swapping ideas. And, there's some really big industry names there, which was really, really exciting. We got to talk to the editor in chief of Allure, which was awesome. Like people like Bobby Brown from Bobby Brown Cosmetics were there, and
Really?
John Legend was there.
John Legend?
John Legend just launched a skincare brand and he was there.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so it was really cool. And just being in that room and getting to see all of the winners, and really, because they give winners from everything to fragrance to foundation to skincare. So, really getting to test and feel and look and steal ideas for future products and and all that fun stuff that we got to do. It was really, really great. And really just understanding more about the industry, because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on it. I mean, it is my job, so I should.
Yeah.
But really getting to go behind the curtain of the industry, of what
The top of the
the
industry.
top of the top are really doing, now, and getting to bring some of those learnings back to Sunrider. It was honestly, it was an honor. It was so much fun. And then when we went and we saw, because we sent some of our lipsticks to Allure and they put them in the goodie bags that went home with people.
Wow.
And when we went, and then when we got to the big display where they displayed all the winners and stuff, and I saw our lipsticks on the top shelf there with all the winners, I was like, I got a little choked up. I got a little emotional. I won't lie, because I was like, oh God, it's just so, like, you look around at all these different products and it's like, no, like, this is validating. Like, we deserve to be here. We earned it, like you
No,
said.
we worked hard.
I
So
know.
you don't know that this lip color, our approach to lipstick in general is that it is a skincare item, right?
Yeah.
It's not just makeup. But we treat it like all of our skincare products, where it's nourishing and hydrating, all that good stuff. But obviously, it's also got to look good, and that's a thing too. And that's something maybe I was not as aware of also.
Why?
Yeah, I know, just like packaging and how it looks and the
Sure.
aesthetics, and obviously it has to be fun. And
Yeah.
so, and that's a lot what people are looking for, something that's fun
Yeah.
that they can show to their friends along with try it on. So
Yeah.
uh what were any big takeaways from your trip to Allure in New York?
I think the biggest takeaway that I'm really like looking forward to applying to some of the products coming up and the marketing for those products and how we talk to people about our products is something that Sunrider's already been doing. And actually, it's pretty funny because I went with Cassie, who's our director of PR and social media, and she's the one who really applied. I helped her write the application and stuff, but she was the one like
She pushed.
boots on the ground, and
Nice.
she was really getting our lip colors
Kathy
out there.
she's awesome.
She is the
Yeah.
best. But we kept like in all the seminars and stuff we were sitting in on, we kept looking at each other going, we already do that. We already do that. And I was
What were some of the things?
so
I'm
yeah,
curious.
so talking about ingredients and being very ingredient forward. People are
Yeah.
talking about that like that's a new thing. I'm like, oh, we've been doing that for 40 years. Thank you very much. You know, clean skincare and knowing exactly what's going in your body, being able to be really like ingredient list literate. Our IBOs are the best at that. We really teach people how to do that. And we've, this company has changed a lot of lives doing that. And I'm like, God, we already do that. Okay. And then they're talking about I like looked at Cassie and I was like, are you kidding me? They're like a really big trendy ingredient coming up. And they're like, everyone like lean in, get ready. See buckthorn oil. And I was like, come on, we already I was like, gosh, like this company has been so ahead of the curve And I've seen that, but like really being validated by like those big names, and they're like talking like they know everything and they're so smart. I'm like, you guys aren't even that smart. You haven't even been doing this for 40 years. So really just saying, okay, we are on the right track.
Yeah.
We're doing the right things. It's in line with everyone that works here's values, which is great. So we just need to keep doing what we're doing and finding cool and exciting ways to bring that to the public, I think is really kind of just the next thing for us is okay, we got the product philosophy, we got the ingredients, we have this awesome like IBO and customer base. How do we just keep it energetic and keep it, you know, relevant to what's going on today? And, you know, talking about sustainable packaging, I know we're really looking at that right now, and kind of moving more in that direction. But, you know, just always remembering that it's fun. Makeup is
Yeah.
fun. Skincare is fun. And we need to keep it fun and light. And that's really the biggest thing I took away is that, okay, stay the course and keep it fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, we can do that.
Yeah. I think maybe I for me, since I mostly focus on science, and
Yeah.
so I feel like a lot of my approaches to things are really academic, but looking at things in a fun way. I mean, it's one of the things that you and the other marketing team are like, let's make people enjoy
Yeah.
using our products. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's
You're right.
better like it too. Yeah, because sometimes we get too academic. I know my dad and I, we talk about ingredients at like a very, very high level
Yeah.
that I think it sort of goes over a lot of people's heads. And sometimes we realize like, hey, let's break it down, make it simple, but also fun and add in emotion to it. I know it's been for me, it's also been a fun learning process.
Yeah.
And
That's
the Allure thing
awesome.
is really cool. I
That
have
is
to admit, that
so
is super cool.
cool. Yeah.
So what are some things that you recommend for people who are new to Sunrider if they want to know more about our skincare or our lip colors? What are your recommendations?
So I always recommend K Pure to someone that I don't know a ton about their skin, right? Like I feel like it's a very safe, kind of addresses on a surface level kind of everything. It's good for sensitive skin. The cleansing oil is really nourishing and hydrating. The cleansing foam is maybe good if you do have a little bit more oily skin. And it's just an easy four-step process to follow. But if I know maybe a little bit more about someone's skincare concerns, and you know, I know maybe they're struggling with, you know, fine lines, wrinkles, and they're really looking for some great anti-aging products, I always point them in the Oilin direction.
Mm,
Those products are fabulous for anti-aging.
they're good.
They're really good. And you know, my mom is a very big fan of the oil. And so that is pretty much the highest praise I can give.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I always point them in the direction of Oilin if I know you're kind of looking for more of an anti-aging. And then if you're looking to really customize your skincare routine, if you're looking for more targeted treatment, I always recommend one of the Dr. Chen products. I think those are really good to just kind of add. They're easy to add to your skincare routine.
Hmm.
And if you're having a really specific struggle or you really want to target a specific issue you're having, those products are super great for that. I mean, I now recommend my lip color to lip color that
I
anybody
know. I mean,
with.
hey,
There's really
we're recognized around the world right now, so I mean,
good.
it doesn't
Get it
get
while
any
the
better
getting
than
is good.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, the color range is great. It's good for any skin tone. I haven't seen a skin tone. I've been like, well, maybe not you, but it's been great. It's great for everyone, and I feel like everyone's always looking for moisture on the lips. So, I mean, especially coming up
Yeah.
into winter now.
The
Yeah,
lips are sensitive. The skin on the lips are much thinner, so you definitely have to add something to it to help moisturize and not most lipsticks are just wax, and that's horrible for the
bad.
lips and just actually strips
Yeah.
the moisture out of it. But so we definitely went sort of the complete opposite way. We wanted to add in moisture into the lips.
Well, and that's what won us this award. So, I mean, you guys had the right idea for sure. But something I learned from you actually at an event we did earlier this year was that your lips can get wrinkles on them.
Yes.
I was like, are you kidding? Another thing for you to learn?
It's actually a big so I do some cosmetic medicine as part of my practice,
Yeah.
and that is one of the main things is as ladies get older, their lips literally shrink. I know it's a tough one. So adding in additional collagen, trying to make the moisture really sit in the skin, in the lips is super important.
So what ingredient in the lip colors does that?
So hyaluronic acid
Yeah.
is a big thing. And it's so funny that you also mentioned that sea buckthorn oil. So sea buckthorn, if you don't know, sea buckthorn is it what it does is it helps stimulate the production of collagen in the skin. So it is funny that they did mention that.
Oh, I
Uh,
could not believe it. I couldn't believe it.
because our Vita fruit is one of our main products that has sea buckthorn fruit in it. And it's one that we talk about a lot when people ask what are great products that help to boost collagen. Well, it's that is one of the main products that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great.
And that's an important thing too that I think people don't realize is like the gut skin connection,
Yes.
and taking care of your body on the inside really does show up on the outside.
Yes.
So Vitafruit is a good one, for sure. I know Beauty Pearl people know a lot about, and one that I heard actually that I thought was interesting was Evergreen. People like Evergreen.
Yep, evergreen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So evergreen is our it's concentrated liquid chlorophyll, and it's good to help with the transport of oxygen and nutrients in the body. So it's a great one. I
Yeah.
really like that one a lot
I
too.
took that one with me to New York, and I was like,
Yeah.
when you're just like so tired from
Oh,
traveling.
especially in the afternoon.
Oh God, I was like, here we go with the evergreen. I brought it, I wrapped it like in my towel so it didn't break. And I was like, oh God, if this gets everywhere, it's gonna be green everywhere. But it was so worth the risk because your skin when you travel, it just like gets flat, it gets dehydrated,
Yeah.
you just look like you're not energized.
It's cold there too in New York.
It was cold.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's really drying for the skin. Yeah.
So I had my I kept this other stuff I packed away in my carry-on that I put overhead, but I brought this like under my
Oh,
seat,
the beauty water?
and I was
Yeah.
misting. I was misting. I had my lip balm and I'm like, please stay hydrated. I have to be places. But yeah, so I love the beauty water for that. I use probably out of all my K Pure products, I use this the most. I've gone through the most of the beauty water because I don't just use it as a toner. I do use it to kind of like refresh my face and like set my makeup, and it's a
That's
great.
actually been a surprise how many people use beauty water just by itself for
Yep.
all kinds of things. That has been the one that's probably of our K Pure line the top seller of the
Yeah.
four. And I was surprised about that.
Yours.
That wasn't that wouldn't when we were developing it, I guess that wasn't my thought like this is going to be
The one.
the one that people are going to be like, yes. We just
Yeah.
sort of like, this is a good one too.
Yeah.
But like, wow.
No, and it smells really good. And
Yeah.
sometimes when you just need like you're just dragging in the day and it's 3 o'clock, and I always get my famous 3 o'clock slump. Like people in the office know, like, okay, it's 3 o'clock, don't bother her. She's an angry troll. Sometimes you just need that to like kind of revitalize you. And I do like I just kind of carry it with me. I keep it with me. And people are like, there she goes with her beauty water again. I'm like, listen, don't knock it till you try it. It works. But yeah, for sure. On the plane, that was like a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, any last words about our Kandesn line and our lip colors?
I mean, honestly, just I know people are so familiar with Oilin and Dr. Chen and in the original Kandesn line, and I love them too. I mean, I use products from all of those lines in my routine for sure. But I mean, I think just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it, give it a try. And if you do have someone in your life, like I think especially like younger people,
Yeah.
kids in high school, they're not the struggle. Like they're not gonna wash their face really. They
I
need
know. We
something
just
easy.
mentioned that my son, who's in wrestling, is getting acne,
Yeah.
and we talked with him about it, and he washes his face, I think, maybe twice a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's about right.
And then we're like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me? So,
So I mean, for someone that kind of wants a low commitment
yeah.
skincare routine, that's kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
And then, the holidays are coming up. I think the lip colors and the lip dew balm are super great stocking stuffers.
Yes.
I have given lip colors to like I'm just like, here, like have this, like and people are so excited by it. So,
Yeah.
and I think even like the lip dew balm, I know it's in this packaging and it looks like lipstick, but I'm like, all the men in my life, I'm like, you're gonna try it and you're not gonna give me a problem about this, even though it looks like lipstick, it's not, and you're gonna put it on and you're gonna like it, and they all do.
Yeah.
So so I mean, I think just, the balm especially is like the one I really make sure to keep on me, and just give it a try. And people at Allure like it, so you should
Yeah.
definitely give it a try.
Yeah. The most influential skincare people in the world, they are into it. So
They
that's
are.
great.
Yeah, and we haven't even told them about any of our skincare yet. So
Yeah.
that's kind of,
Just the lipstick. That's an interesting one.
I
Yeah.
know, right? Kind of interesting.
Ah,
Yeah, so
okay. Maybe next year we'll approach with something else.
I don't want to give too much away, but I've got my sights set really high.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Ali, for coming in, giving us some insight into the world of our Sunrider skincare. And we're very excited to have her aboard our team, having people with all this great experience to help share our wonderful Sunrider products and also give us some new ideas. And it's one of the things that I think I appreciate the most is the new thoughts, the new ideas in our team, and the different ways that we can create products and present them to people. It's a
For
big
sure.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I've loved every minute of being here. So
Awesome.
awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. If you liked this episode, please subscribe to our channel. And if you haven't already, give us a thumbs up. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more healthy living, inspiration, and tips at Sunrider International.